at center court. Tennessee 1-1 on the year from the Southeastern Conference. East Tennessee 1-0 from the Southern Conference. Play some pretty good basketball in that league. Greg Dennis gets the tap. Marty Story controls, and the Buccaneers work it offensively. Tennessee opens in a man-to-man. This is Alvin West, all the way no good. Tennessee got the rebound. Ronnie Reese gets the board. And East Tennessee also opens in a man-to-man. Down low, Allen Houston fouled inside, and the foul is going to be against East Tennessee State. It's either Marty Story or Keith Jennings, and it will be on Marty Story. It will be his first and also the first team foul in the game for East Tennessee.
Nice offensive pattern by Tennessee, trying to take advantage of the height that they have. A mismatch there as far as Houston is concerned.
Allen Houston had a pretty good game against Austin Peay with 17 points to lead Tennessee, but had only one against Memphis State. He gets that on this trip to the free throw line, and it's 1-0 Tennessee. Houston misses this one. Mr. Jennings at 5'7" gets the rebound. Calvin Talford, Jennings with a fake. West. Greg Dennis all the way for an easy layup, but a charge. It's going to count, and the foul is on Greg Dennis. Dennis gets the personal foul. Quickly 2 on East Tennessee, and the Bucks, however, have a 2-1 lead.
It's a nice offensive play on the side. He made a move left and went right. Just an easy layup. Tennessee did a good job drawing the charge.
Tennessee with the basketball. Allen Houston guarded by Keith Jennings. And a near steal by Alvin West, who's all over Greg Bell. Carlos Groves, the freshman, getting the start tonight for Tennessee. 13 on the shot clock. Good job defensively by East Tennessee. Here's Bell for 3.
Nice three-point basket. Tennessee showed a little more patience with its offense in its half-court game.
Calvin Talford, who had 27 in his team's first game. Marty Story with a power layup. Houston shot rejected by Dennis. East Tennessee with the ball. Here come the Buccaneers. Jennings with a nice fake. Beautiful feed to Story. Slapped out of his hands on a nice play by Carlos Groves. And then a foul on Greg Dennis. And quickly in the first 2 minutes of the basketball game, Greg Dennis has 2 fouls.
And that's going to be a factor in the ball game. East Tennessee State has to have him. Here we see the penetration. Good pass off. Going up for the shot, blocked away.
Great play by Carlos Groves for Tennessee defensively. And Chad Keller will check in for the Buccaneers as Dennis has 2 fouls. Ronnie Reese out high with it. His jumper short. May have forced that one. Groves stripped to the ball by Jennings. Buccaneers run 4-on-2. Talford missed the layup. Story is there to follow. Story with 4, and the Bucks have 6.
Tennessee not getting back quickly enough with their defense, allowing State the easy fast break.
Allen Houston. Bell lost the ball, picked up by West. West with a layup, good, and the Bucks lead by 4.
Here we see the thing that State did with the starting the smaller lineup. They're going with the tight man-to-man pressure, trying to take Tennessee out of its half-court game.
Keith Jennings at 5'7" will pick your pocket if you're not careful. But Houston is doing the wise thing, A.W. He's posting up down low.
There was the mismatch.
Lockhart misses. Groves lost it out of bounds. Nice play by Greg Dennis, who will sit down now, and Chad Keller will come in for him. Dennis with 2 fouls. 16:45 to go in the first half. Buccaneers with a 4-point lead in the ball. Keller, but a foul against Tennessee's Carlos Groves. That will be Groves' first foul, and also the first foul on Tennessee this half.
Nice offensive pattern that State ran. They're running somewhat, I guess, what we call the motion offense. Here we see the replay. We catch the tail end where the pass is made, and then the foul is committed before the pass.
Buccaneers will play it in underneath. Marty Story making the inbound pass. Keith Jennings at 5'7". They call him Mister. That's his nickname. Alvin West fills it up from 3, and the Buccaneers are out by 7 at 11-4. Last year, the Buccaneers had 4 players who hit better than 40% of their three-point shots. Great feed, Greg Bell to Lockhart.
Nice penetration. The first time Tennessee's been able to penetrate and be able to kick the ball off.
11-6 your score. East Tennessee with a 5-point advantage. Chad Keller with it. Jennings will put it up from 3 and miss. Rebound by Lockhart. Lockhart with 24 against Memphis State. Came after he had 16 against Austin Peay. Three-pointer by Bell is no good. Marty Story from 3. Off the glass. .17 to go in the first half. Lockhart's basket ended a 9-0 run by East Tennessee State. Lockhart powers it up and in. Lockhart with 4, and Tennessee is within 3 now at 11-8. Talford, yes.
Great shooters. East Tennessee State has got great three-point shooters, as many as I've seen on one ball club.
That one almost a 3, not quite. Greg Bell with a 3. Not a lot of motion to either offense. They're just putting it up from anywhere. Marty Story with it now for the Bucks. Talford scooted a pivot foot around the floor. Floor mistake gives it back to Tennessee. And with that, we're going to take a timeout. 14:35 to go. When we come back, Tennessee will have the ball, and East Tennessee with a 2-point lead. We'll be right back. East Tennessee with a 2-point lead. Get your ball fan the perfect gift for Christmas. The 1989 Tennessee football highlights video from UTV Home Video. This hour-long production will have all of the magic moments from the '89 season and interviews with key players and coaches. Vols '89 will be delivered to your home in plenty of time for Christmas. To order, send $32.95 to UTV Home Video. P.O. Box Vols, Knoxville, Tennessee 37939. We'll give you that address again a little bit later on. Tennessee will play it in. Carlos Groves will inbound.
Here we see Jennings putting a lot of pressure now on Houston, which he's had to face the first 3 games he's played this year.
Carlos Groves ties this ball game up at 13. Chad Keller with a basketball, looks for help. Jennings, the playmaker. Major Gear, an excellent three-point shooter in the ballgame now for East Tennessee. Buccaneers work the ball. Houston against Gear. 18 on the shot clock. Keller's jumper rejected by Lockhart. Keller got it back, but a foul against Allen Houston.
Pretty good man-to-man defense. Tennessee's doing a good job in their half-court defense in this game. The first was a good rejection. The second one, a close one, just got him somewhat with his body. There we see the rejection. I think that's the first block there. Now we're going up for the second one. Gets him just a bit with the body.
Chad Keller, 6'8", 235, a senior, which is a rare commodity on the East Tennessee State team. We talk about them being a veteran team, but a lot of them are sophomores and juniors.
They are, but they got a tremendous amount of playing experience last year, and they got it against good competition and in the NCAA tournament.
Les Robinson, in his 4th year at East Tennessee, says he knows a little bit about what Wade Houston's going through because his first game with all these guys when they were freshmen, they were beaten by 25 by a non-scholarship program. They've come a long way. East Tennessee with a 2-point lead. Vols have it kicked out of bounds by the Buccaneers. Tennessee will play it back in. Ricky Clark in the ball game now for Tennessee will make the inbound toss. Gets it into Houston from way outside. No good. Talford with a rebound. Here come the Buccaneers. This is Jennings. Gear with it. Talford, nice baseline move and walk for the ball. Lost control of it. And another floor mistake for East Tennessee.
Pretty good defensive pressure on the corner, but Tennessee, that actually caused the turnover.
Wide open, Lockhart got the layup. Lockhart with 6, Bell has 6. Tennessee ties it up at 15. Talford with it now. Tried to feed Keller. Story threw it away. Tennessee with a chance to take the lead. Tennessee's only lead at 4-2 early. Carlos Groves will pull up and fire. He missed it. Major Gear with a rebound. And East Tennessee, A.W., doing a good job on the boards despite the fact they're giving up some height.
They are. They're doing a good job boxing off. They're not giving Tennessee the second opportunity.
What a beautiful feed from Jennings to Story for the layup. And East Tennessee back out by a pair. Ricky Clark drives the baseline underneath. Nice move, missed the shot. Out of bounds to the Volunteers.
A nice offensive move by Clark. He got underneath. It looked like he had the easy shot, and then I believe it looked like he lost his balance or his foot slipped or something caused him to miss the layup.
Coming in for Tennessee will be Sean Thompson. Carlos Groves will sit down. Thompson, another freshman, started Tennessee's first game with Austin Peay. Wade Houston looking at a lot of different folks trying to find combinations that work. And Greg Dennis just got away with what could have been his 3rd foul. That's dangerous.
They definitely do not want him to pick up a 3rd one that way.
I'm surprised he's back in this quickly, especially with the Buccaneers having the lead. Whistle and a foul against Calvin Talford of East Tennessee. Talford's first and the 4th team foul on East Tennessee this half.
Here you see the pressure. East Tennessee State, the guy pushes off just, and once he pushes off, you can't put that much pressure and put the elbow into the man's back.
Timeout, 11:51 to go first half. Bucks by 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Central, unless the game is a sellout, it'll be blacked out in Knoxville only. It'll be shown live on our UTV network in Nashville, Memphis, Chattanooga, and Tri-Cities. Back to live action. Greg Bell works it in for Tennessee. The Volunteers trail by a pair against East Tennessee. Turnaround by Houston. Nice shot with his back to the bucket, Allen Houston.
Nice offensive pattern. There's the mismatch we talked about, a good pattern for Tennessee to use.
Greg Dennis, a similar shot. However, he misses. And the Volunteers get the board. Tie ball game. Tennessee looking for its first lead since they had a 4-2 advantage early in the ball game. Greg Bell, who has 6 points on a pair of 3-pointers, works against Major Gear. Ricky Clark with it now. Clark driving and a foul. Offensive foul against Ricky Clark. Calvin Talford definitely had position.
Well, he had a full head of steam, and it was a good defensive play. The man just got run over. Here we see the defense. Sliding across. He gets his feet set. Good position. Good defense.
11 minutes exactly to go in the first half. East Tennessee is hitting 63% from the floor. The Volunteers at 43%. And we're in a tie ball game. Greg Dennis with the ball in the corner to Marty Story. Major Gear with it. Dennis backs off. Good job by Lockhart of Tennessee. Story in the corner to Jennings. Dennis faking in the lane. Nice shot by Dennis, and he did that despite having 2 fouls.
That was a good offensive move, a dangerous move, because Tennessee's going to get under him in a minute and try to pick up the 3rd foul.
You talk to a lot of the pro scouts, they say Dennis, even though he's only a junior, is a definite NBA prospect. At 6'11", he moves well, shoots well, needs to strengthen up a little bit. Nice turnaround jumper by Sean Thompson, Tennessee's freshman. Dennis with the ball. Marty Story. Jennings is wide open. Missed the shot, however, and Clark with a rebound. Once again, Tennessee will try to take the lead. A foul. Tripping Houston was Keith Jennings. Unintentionally, of course, and Jennings gets his first foul.
Here we see coming down the floor, and not intentional, just gets off to the side, gets tripped up, commits the foul.
Team foul number 5 on the Buccaneers. Tennessee plays it in. Allen Houston with the ball against Marty Story. Here's Houston. Fires a 3. Missed it. Lockhart had it stripped by Jennings. Thompson follows it in, and Tennessee up by 2.
Good follow-up on the offensive board.
9:20 to go. First half. Keith Jennings with the ball for the Buccaneers. Keller. The corner to Gear. Good ball movement by East Tennessee. Marty Story to Keller. Here's Jennings. Dennis. Nice move. Missed the shot. Tipped it up and in. Nice follow by Dennis.
Great offensive play. Once again, Tennessee's missing an opportunity to draw the charge when he leaves it from 18 feet out there. They should be in a position to draw a charge on him.
Tie ball game. We've had 6 ties, 3 lead changes in this first half. Inside, Thompson got the feed from Ricky Clark, and the Volunteers back out in front by a pair. East Tennessee looked for transition, did not get it. Now they set it up. Gear for 3, missed it. Clark with a rebound.
East Tennessee State not shooting quite as well from the outside the last 5 minutes.
Taylor down low to Lockhart. No good. Tipped by Clark. And a foul.
Offensive foul. It was a good call. Clark had the right idea. He got up. He got his hand on the guy's shoulder. We'll see it here. And once you put the hand on the guy's back, you got problems. Right there, he puts it on, commits the foul.
8:12 to go, first half. 23-21. Tennessee with a 2-point lead. It's going to be close. You feel like it will be close all the way down to the wire. When Oklahoma battled East Tennessee in the NCAA tournament, they found themselves trailing this team by 17 in that ball game, but they came back to win by 1 single point. That game played at Vanderbilt in Nashville. Dennis for 3. Missed it. And there's number 3 on Greg Dennis. That is awfully big. That was a careless foul by Greg Dennis right there.
That is the kind that you certainly cannot make that kind of foul, especially when you've got 2 on you. You know you've got to be in the ball game. That's just a careless foul.
Michael Curry will check in for the Volunteers, giving Ian Lockhart a rest. 7:51 to go in the first half. Tennessee has the ball and a 2-point lead. And we'll be back to Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville in just a moment. And talk about the UT sports scene. Ball calls every Monday night until May on the Ball Radio Network. Tennessee with the ball and a 2-point lead. 7:38 to go in the first half. This is Bell missing from outside. Rebound, Alvin West. The first half, 6 is the magic number. Dennis and Story with 6 to lead East Tennessee. Lockhart, Thompson, and Bell with 6 for the Volunteers. Keller, back to Story. Here's West. Missed the shot. Nice job of positioning with the rebound is Sean Thompson.
Tennessee showing a little more patience in this ball game with their half-court offense. 3-point basket.
Ron Taylor buries a three. Volunteers with their biggest lead now at 5. 6:47 to go, first half. Into the lineup for East Tennessee is number 31, Darrell Jones. He's a freshman. He's in for Greg Dennis. Here's Keith Jennings driving. What a shot by Jennings.
Beautiful offensive move. Great play. Nice penetration. Good layup.
No wonder they call him Mister. 3-point Volunteer lead. This is Ronnie Reese for the ball for Tennessee. Vols by 3. 6 minutes to go in the first half. And a bad pass by Greg Bell. Michael Curry couldn't get to the ball. And the floor mistake hurts Tennessee.
Well, I believe Bell there. I believe he thought Curry was coming on out to the point, and he let the ball go, and then Curry stopped. So a turnover, but still, Tennessee is showing better poise against the pressure in the half-court offense than they have in either one of the first 2 ball games.
The last time these two teams met back in 1964, Tennessee won 48-47, and guess who had the last 14 points scored by Tennessee? None other than my broadcast partner, A.W. Davis.
Sometimes you get a hot hand.
Here's Talford. He missed it. Saved by Keller to Gear, and the Buccaneers get it back. Keller's jumper. Missed it. Nice job of getting the rebound by Ronnie Reese. 3-point shooting, East Tennessee, 16%. Of all, 60%. That's the difference right now. And a steal by West, who just stripped the ball from Houston. 2-on-2. Gear will back out and fire a 3. Yes.
All right. State's a much better 3-point shooting ball club than we're seeing here in the first half.
We're tied at 26. West with 9. Reese answers for Tennessee.
Nice pass for Houston. He made the play there, kicked it off.
28-26. Volunteers with a 2-point lead. Darrell Jones feeds West. And he walked for the ball. West turned it over. Floor mistake, gives it back to the Volunteers.
Both teams working extremely hard in their half-court defense. I think this is as much intensity as I've seen in a first half of a ball game going both ways in a long time.
Well, we kind of felt it would be this way. Both teams want to win this one. Turnovers 5-1. That's good news for Wade Houston because his team has only 1. Out of bounds to Tennessee.
Much improved, and I think they've taken some of the ball handling responsibility away from Houston, and which is freeing him up a little bit to work more offensively on the side.
Reese will inbound for the Volunteers. He gets it into Houston. Major Gear at 6'1" is guarding him, so there's still a mismatch offensively, or defensively, we might say, for East Tennessee. Sean Thompson, jumper, no good, but a foul, and the foul is going to be on East Tennessee State's Calvin Telford. That's his second. Tennessee is already in the 1-and-1. Let's take another look.
Telford, also a fine offensive player. Here we see the man do a pretty good job defensively. He does about all you can do. He just bellied up, put his hands straight up in the air. Close call.
Second foul on Telford in the ball game. Tennessee in the 1-and-1 with 4:16 to go now in the first half. 2 free throws for Thompson. The first one is no good.
Looked like he was a bit off balance when he shot that foul shot. Anytime you see a man after he shoots fall one way or the other, it means he's not got good balance. That was a nice one there. Stayed right in place.
Tennessee by 3. Jennings looking for the opportunity. Major Gear with it now. This is Telford, or rather Jennings. Telford, rather. I'll get it right in a minute. Telford with a long jumper. It's a 1-point ball game. Well, Lockhart set a monster pick at midcourt. Houston misses the shot, and Telford the rebound.
Houston is so close on his jump shot. He's putting it up nice and just barely rimming out on each one of them. He needs a couple of them to fall for him.
Jennings in trouble. Back to Gear for three. Missed it. Rebound, Darrell Jones. Keller with a tap. Save. Jennings. Swish. He hit a three. And we're tied again. Actually, the Buccaneers lead by a couple. 31-29.
State gets hot. You cannot give them that three-pointer because once they start hitting, they can burst the game open quickly.
Down low to Thompson. He muscles it up. No good. Jones, the freshman, bothered his shot, gets the rebound. East Tennessee with a run right now in this ball game against Tennessee. Talford faking, driving, twisting, and missing the shot. Rebound Tennessee, no foul. Falls with a 4-on-1 advantage. Houston to Reese, missed it.
Nice pass. Just got a little anxious on trying to catch it and put it through for the stuff.
East Tennessee has outscored Tennessee 8-1 in the last few seconds. Major Gear. Jones inside. Keller faking. Missed it. Kept alive, but a foul, and it's on Tennessee.
State had the opportunity to get the easy bucket. Was missed underneath, and the offside rebound was what was responsible for the Tennessee committing the foul.
Foul was on Taylor, his first, and we have a timeout. Right now, let's take a bonus commercial break for our UTV station. Cheerleaders, players will be here, and the bowl invitation will be extended. No admission charge on Saturday.
State scored on the inbounds pass. Tennessee went a bit to sleep on their defense underneath.
Lockhart with the ball. 4-point East Tennessee State lead. Shot from the corner by Taylor, no good. Rebound, East Tennessee State. Bucks have scored 10 of the last 11 points. Darrell Jones, the freshman, buries a 10-footer. And the Buccaneers are out by 6.
Nice transition offense. State got the ball down the floor quickly. 2 quick passes for the easy jumper.
Darrell Jones, the freshman, with 4 points off the bench now for East Tennessee, as Dennis, their big man, is in foul trouble. Down low. Tennessee lost the ball. Saved by Groves. Taylor faking. Taylor, yes. And a steal. Groves took it away for the Volunteers. Bell's jumper, no good. Saved by Jennings. 1:06 to go in the half.
Look for State to take a little time here. A minute to go.
Almost a steal by Carlos Groves. 26 on the shot clock. Jennings from way outside. Jones with a rebound. Follows it, no good. They keep it alive, and the rebound goes to Tennessee in a foul. Pushing is the freshman Darrell Jones. And A.W., you have to be impressed with this freshman's poise in this basketball game.
He's doing a fine job, because I thought when Dennis went out of the ball game, that might be a void for State. But this guy's come in. He's done a good job. He's kept his composure, and he's got 2 big buckets for them.
There's Les Robinson, the head coach at East Tennessee. There's the foul. Well, there's no question about the foul. Jones wanted to argue a little bit, but he did knock him down. Lockhart will be at the line for Tennessee with 37 seconds to go. A 53% foul shooter got the front end. He'll get another.
Tennessee not been shooting well from the foul line in the 2 early ball games. Shooting a better percentage this evening.
Alvin West will check back in for East Tennessee State. Lockhart buries a pair. 2 big free throws for Tennessee. 37 seconds. Buccaneers with a 2-point lead. The shot clock, of course, is off, and Les Robinson holding up one finger. He wants to go for one.
It's a smart thing to do. No need to give Tennessee the basketball back with a chance to score at the end of the half.
22 seconds to go. 2-point advantage for the Buccaneers. 18 seconds. The time is in the lower right of your screen. Bucks work that ball around.
About 8 seconds. Should be starting their pattern now.
Jennings dishing it beautifully to Jones. Blocked and fouled by Ronnie Reese of Tennessee. And with 3 seconds left, the Vols could conceivably get off the last shot.
Jennings does such a great job for State at the point. Anytime that you got a player as quick as he is and he can penetrate, it just puts so much pressure on the defense underneath. That time Tennessee had to drop off, as we see there. Then it's got the easy layup, so Tennessee commits the foul.
First foul on Ronnie Reese, and Darrell Jones, the freshman, at the line with 2 shots for the Buccaneers.
And that one didn't look very good going up. That got the glass pretty hard.
Well, he shoots like I do rather than A.W. Davis. He's averaging 10 points a game, however, off the bench, so this kid can play. Jones will one more. Yes, he got this one. 3 seconds left. Buccaneers will put some pressure on from full court. Carlos Groves with 2 seconds. His 50-footer is short off the backboard, and that's halftime. East Tennessee State has a 3-point lead over the Tennessee Volunteers, and we'll be back with our halftime activities at Thompson Bowling Arena right after this. East Tennessee with a 3-point lead as we are set to get the second half underway. Let's look at the scoring leaders in this basketball game. Very good balance for both teams. Lockhart with 8, Thompson 7, Bell with 6, Taylor with 5. Pretty good balance for Tennessee. And on the other side of the ledger, nobody in any real foul trouble for Tennessee. Marty Story and Greg Dennis with 6. Jennings, West, and Jones each with 5. But keep in mind, Greg Dennis has 3 fouls in this basketball game. He will start the second half for the Buccaneers.
It's very important, Dennis, as he starts the second half. I'm sure Coach Robinson has talked to him. You can't go out. You cannot pick up your 4th foul. You got to get it at least 10 minutes out of the game before you commit that foul, if you have to commit one at all.
Tennessee will get the ball to start the second half of this ball game. Greg Bell to Allen Houston. Same 5 that started the game for both teams on the floor as the second half gets underway. And we saw several different East Tennessee players guarding Allen Houston in the first half, and it worked. Great feed to Lockhart, who lost the ball going up. Groves follows it up and in.
Nice second effort by Groves. He's doing a good job. He's a big, strong kid, so he does a good job on the board.
Great transition bucket. Groves hammers Marty Story to the floor. And I tell you, that was quite a collision. Marty Story played football for Danny Ford at Clemson his first year, then transferred to East Tennessee.
Well, you got 2 big, strong men there. Here we see the long pass. A pretty good effort on defense. He just goes up, hoping that he can block the shot. The bodies collide.
Second foul for Carlos Groves, first on Tennessee this half, and Marty Story will be at the free throw line for the Buccaneers. He missed it. Story looks like he could probably go a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson.
Strong looking kid.
There's Marty, 55% foul shooter. Missed a pair. That one rimmed out on him. And Tennessee with a chance to take the lead up the floor as Story misses 2 opportunities from Charity Lane. Groves taken away. Dennis at 6'11" took that ball away, intended for Carlos Groves. Here's West. Passed up the open 3. Talford drives all the way. It's going to count. No basket. Nice job by Carlos Groves getting position on Talford, who picks up his 3rd foul.
Good defensive position. There was no doubt about this one if we see it on the replay. Excellent defensive position to draw the charge.
19:08 to go. Tennessee again with a chance to take the lead. There's the charge by Talford, and no basket. Talford's a minor league baseball player during the offseason, plays in the Phillies organization. Shows you what kind of athlete. You got a former Clemson football player and a professional baseball player on this team. Great group of athletes for the Bucs. Here's Houston. Missed the jumper. Too hard. Talford and West keep it alive for East Tennessee. West misses the three. Saved by Story. East Tennessee gets it back. West, this time he hits it.
Nice jumper from the outside. And you mentioned about Talford a minute ago. A lot of people think he may be the best athlete to ever go through East Tennessee State.
Houston feeds Groves. Nice pass, Allen Houston.
Tennessee able to penetrate a little bit with its own offense now. Anytime you can do that, then you're able to kick it off for the easy bucket.
Calvin Talford with the ball. Bucks by 2. Here's Greg Dennis in the lane. Nice shot off the left hand.
Pretty move. I'm telling you, it's very dangerous. It's really a dangerous move that he's making.
Well, he's kind of like a feather. He just floats through there and hits the shot, and he was able to avoid Groves, who had the position. Bucks by 4. Taken away. Talford strips the ball, and East Tennessee gets it back. Another turnover. Allen Houston 1 of 8 from the field. West feeds Dennis. Talford. Swish. A 3 for Calvin Talford. And Tennessee wants timeout. East Tennessee State has equaled its biggest lead of the game now at 7 points. It's 44-37, 17-22 left to be played. Carlos Groves with the ball. Class A Player of the Year at Tennessee a year ago at Cross Plains, Tennessee. Turnovers all even at 7 each. And not bad considering the pace we've played. Not a lot of turnovers.
Not bad at all.
Houston bangs a 3.
Big bucket. Tennessee needed that bucket. Houston needed the bucket because he's not been shooting well. If he makes 1 or 2, he'll get some confidence because he is a good shooter. Tennessee dropping back, looks like into the 2-3 zone now.
Bucks by 4. Houston now 2 of 9 from the floor. He has 6 points. Down low to Dennis. Jumper good by Greg Dennis at 6'11". Went up over Lockhart. And the Bucks by 6.
Tennessee zone a little soft in the middle that time. Was able to get it in too easily.
Greg Bell with the ball. Greg Dennis with 10 points. Carlos Groves puts it on the floor. Hands it to Bell in the corner. 16-11 to go. Nearly a steal. Bell. Over and back violation, gives it to East Tennessee, and what a job Mr. Jennings did right there defensively against Greg Bell.
Mr. Jennings, a tough defensive player, and I believe that he leads the Southern Conference in steals last year.
He did. Talford for 3. No good. Story inside. No good. Offensive goaltending and a foul. Let's see what's going to supersede the other. A foul on Calvin. No, it's Greg Dennis.
I thought it was. It looked like he may have come across the back. Of course, the ball was on the rim when he went up. Most certainly, offensive goaltending. That's a foul that, if you're Les Robinson, who's walking the sideline now, you did not want to see.
Well, one called goaltending, the other called the foul. Dennis with his 4th foul is the leading scorer in the game with 10, but he's on the bench. And Chad Keller at 6'8" checks in for the Buccaneers. Houston misses the shot. Talford with a rebound. And what spring does he have in his legs?
Great athlete.
Story double team. Keller, jumper short. Groves had it, lost it. Saved by West. Great feed. Story to Talford for the easy bucket. Great ball movement, East Tennessee.
Beautiful pass underneath to set up the easy layup for State.
Houston needs help. 8-point lead, East Tennessee. It's the biggest lead for either team in this game. Carlos Groves walked. Carlos Groves, the freshman, with a mistake.
Tennessee in a position there on their offense. They can't get in a big hurry yet. Still keep their composure, keep their poise. Long time to go in the ball game.
5 this half for Calvin Talford, who has 9. 15 minutes exactly to be played. It's an 8-point Buccaneer lead. Talford from way outside, a 3, and the Buccaneers are up by 11 over Tennessee.
State now beginning to do the things that they do well, and that's hit the 3-point basket. Very important possession for Tennessee. Got to take a little time, get a good shot. Cannot afford to put a bad one up at this point of the game.
A steal by West. Stolen back by Houston. Grove blocked but a foul, and Talford picks up his 4th foul, and that is going to be very big because there's still a lot of time left.
Here we see the penetration. Tennessee, I don't know, just the ball kindly came loose in there, and Groves was in the position, in the right position to get the basketball. Then the foul was committed.
Carlos Groves will be at the line for 2 shots. There's the foul by Talford. And Talford with 4 will sit down, and Darrell Jones, the
State's got themselves in position with an 11-point lead. If they can get maybe 7 minutes with those people on the bench and get them back into the ball game, they still keeps them in pretty good shape as far as the final 7 minutes of the ball game.
There's Carlos Groves, got to start tonight's game for Tennessee. Second shot, swish, he hit it. 1 out of 2 for Carlos Groves, cuts it to 10. East Tennessee's top 2 scorers, Talford with 12, Dennis with 10, both on the bench with 4 fouls, and there's a lot of time left. West from 3.
Tennessee in the 2-3 zone just left it soft on the corner, and he was able to make the 3-pointer.
13-point lead for East Tennessee State. Greg Bell misses everything. Saved back in by East Tennessee. Bucks run 4-on-1. Jennings. Keller follows, no good. Lockhart with a rebound. Stolen by Buccaneers. Shot no good. East Tennessee getting every possible break right now. And a huge contingent of fans from Johnson City in the Thompson Bowling Arena.
State changing its offense now since Tennessee's in the zone. Look for them to try to work the corners.
Here's West for 3. No good. Bell with a rebound. Volunteers want to run with it now. It's a 4-on-3. Bell short. Keller with a rebound. Tennessee has not drawn iron in its last 2 shots.
Tennessee's rushed itself the last 2 times down the floor, did not get the good shot on either occasion.
And they threw it away. Give it back to the Volunteers. 3-point shots this half. East Tennessee 4 out of 8. 50%. Tennessee's hit the only one they attempted. That was by Allen Houston. Jay Price in the ball game now, the sophomore from Chattanooga. And Tennessee will request and get a timeout. 13 minutes, 1 second left to be played in this game. East Tennessee with a 13-point lead, and we'll be back in just a moment. East Tennessee State has outscored the Volunteers 33-15 in the last 14 minutes of this contest. But we still have 13 minutes to play. Points off turnovers, East Tennessee 6, Tennessee zip this half.
Tennessee, I think, has got itself caught up in the flow of the game a little bit too much. Things are going well for State, not going well for Tennessee, so they got to kind of take control of the tempo of the ball game until things begin to swing back their way.
Jay Price in the ball game now against Major Gear. Tennessee trying to find a combination that will work against this very talented Buccaneer basketball team. Allen Houston with the ball. Ricky Clark out front for the Volunteers. Jay Price. Tennessee being patient here, looking for the good shot. 16 on the shot clock. And the 4th different player to guard Allen Houston's on him right now. That's Michael Woods in the ball game now for East Tennessee. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Houston rip a 3-pointer. Boy, he shot that one with authority.
Nice bucket from the outside. That's something that he needs to happen for him, because if he can just get on a hot streak, he's got enough offensive ability that he can himself get Tennessee back in the ball game.
Crowd thought that Major Gear traveled. Not so, says the official. Buccaneers with the ball and a 10-point lead. Marty Story. Major Gear with the ball, and a blocking foul against Tennessee's Jay Price.
Price looked like he was just a little bit late getting himself set with his defense. Here we see he's got on the side. He lets the man get by him just about a half a step and then tries to belly up to him. It's too late to do that. Anytime that happens, you're going to get the foul call.
11:45 to go. It's a 10-point advantage for East Tennessee State. Darrell Jones with it now. Here's Jennings. Missed the three. Great follow by Jones, but he's fouled by Tennessee's Ricky Clark. And that's 3 on Clark. And Darrell Jones, the freshman, continues to be impressive in a substitute role.
Here we see good offensive position as to get the offensive rebound. Then when he tries to take it back up, then Tennessee reaches and commits the foul.
There's Wade Houston. He came out of his coat in the last 30 seconds of the game with Austin Peay. He was out of it tonight in the first 2 minutes.
Well, this has been a tough ball game. As a matter of fact, this has been a good one to watch. The fans should be very excited with this type of play.
Jones misses the first free throw. He'll get another. Second shot, no good. Rebound, Lockhart. Jones with 2 misses for East Tennessee. Let's see if the Volunteers can capitalize, get that lead down to single digits. Jay Price drives the baseline. Nice feed to Lockhart, who missed the shot. Clark goes back up. He's hammered in there by Chad Keller of East Tennessee.
Good offensive effort by Tennessee on the boards. A lot of times you see the guys make the mistake when they get the offensive board. They put it down on the floor rather than going back up. I think we're going to see that. Here's the first shot missed by Lockhart. Kicking it around. Clark, there he puts it down on the floor rather than going straight back up with the basket.
There's Chad Keller. Clark misses the first free throw. He'll get another. A lot of folks are saying this East Tennessee State team is probably the best team in the Southern Conference since the 1982 UT Chattanooga team that beat NC State in the NCAA tournament.
This is a good one, and the thing about it, they're going to get better as the season goes along because he's playing a tough schedule this year.
Major Gear with it now. A steal by Lockhart. Saved, however, by Major Gear. Marty Story with it now. Gear with the ball. Here's Gear, who's wide open. Misses the three. Rebound kicked out. Give it to Tennessee. Allen Houston very wise in letting that one go out of bounds.
And those are the three-pointers that State had their run there at one time, and they were hitting those. I thought we saw something there, and that's got to do with experience. For a State team down that time, they took a little time off the clock as far as running their offense.
Maybe they need to back the free throw line back out to where the three-point shot is. I think teams are hitting better percentages from there this half. 10:37 to go in the basketball game. Tennessee down by 9. Sean Thompson misses everything. Kept alive by Price. And a foul. And it's going to be on Tennessee.
Well, we had nearly, I guess, an air ball on the jump shot there. And then Price made a good play by kicking the ball, keeping the ball in play to give Tennessee an opportunity to get to the basketball.
Foul is on Ian Lockhart, but it's only his first foul. He got in a little bit of foul trouble against Austin Peay. Let's take a look.
And here we see, there's where Price kicks it away. Then you got the reach by Lockhart across the arms.
Great feed from Marty Story. Keith Jennings.
That's the penetration. A guy that's that quick, when he can do that, you're in big trouble.
Blocking foul against Story on the other end.
Story is a guy that I wouldn't necessarily want to try to charge into. Big, strong kid from Greenville, Tennessee, played for Herb Hawks up there. Right, here we see the replay. The Story just does not get himself in good defensive position.
Second foul on Story. Tennessee plays it in. In the lane, Thompson's turnaround won't go. Tennessee gone ice cold from the floor. Here's Story again, dropping it to West. Missed it. Lockhart with a rebound. Buccaneers by 11. Houston might have forced that shot. Story knocks it out of bounds. Give it back to Tennessee.
That's not the shot. That's not the shot that Allen Houston wants in this kind of a ball game now.
East Tennessee has scored 13 points. East Tennessee with an 11-point lead, and I tell you something, this is such a big game for East Tennessee. Look at Marty's story. They want this one badly, don't they?
They really do, and this is a big ball game for State, and I think it's good for Tennessee also because this creates a lot of excitement, and you can see with the number of people we have here this evening.
Look at the field goal percentages. East Tennessee, there's a shot by Tennessee. The Buccaneers not shooting that well, but they have somehow been able to capitalize on the shots they have made. 56-47, namely a lot of three-pointers. Tennessee with a trap now. Clark now with 3 points for Tennessee in the ball game. He got that last bucket. Keller drives. He's open, and he hits the jumper. Chad Keller with a big bucket for East Tennessee.
Doesn't shoot the ball very much, but he made a nice offensive play there. A good, solid 15-foot jumper.
Houston with the ball. Chad Keller now with 4 in the ball game for the Buccaneers. Here's a steal. Alvin West just took it away, and West goes all the way in for the jam. And the Buccaneers are back out by 13. That's their biggest lead.
That is a big play. That's the kind of play there that will break your back in a ball game. When you're just on the verge of trying to get back, then a big intercepted pass and an easy layup.
There's a replay. Nice play by West, who's got a couple of steals tonight. Thompson rejected but fouled by Marty Story. And that's 3 on Story, and that'll send the freshman Sean Thompson to the line for Tennessee.
He picked up his third one there, but I tell you could tell he was kind of waiting in the wings to go after that rejection. And here we'll see it's going up. He was ready.
You know, we talked a moment ago, A.W., about what a great rivalry this is, or could be, with the state schools playing. Les Robinson has a great idea. He wants to have a preseason tournament that would involve all 9 Division I teams in Tennessee, hold it in Knoxville, and let them play in a let the top team, I guess, pick a bye or get a bye, and let the other 8 teams play, and then have a 3-day tournament. That'd be a great moneymaker.
I think it would, and
a lot of interest.
Once again, when you're playing against the people you know, you got the natural rivalry, and that's going to draw a lot of people to the arena. Here we see Tennessee coming full court, see if they can cause a few turnovers of their own.
Thompson with 8 points. It's a 12-point East Tennessee State lead. Keith Jennings with the ball. When East Tennessee lost a 17-point lead and was beaten by Oklahoma by 1, Keith Jennings fouled out. Jennings with a dish to Story. What a play. Keller with a follow. Chad Keller with 6.
Good second effort by State. Tennessee made a mistake. They did not box off the boards. They gave up the easy rebound basket.
Buccaneers' biggest lead of the game now. 14, 62-48. Allen Houston lost it going up but hit the shot.
Looked like he was going to lose control of the basketball, but he still made a nice offensive play.
Keith Jennings in trouble off the trap. Keller is open. East Tennessee being very patient now with a lead of a dozen. 7:32 to go. Inside. Gear drops it back to Jennings. A whistle and a turnover gives it back to Tennessee.
I think it was, I'm not sure, maybe it was Gear that did not get out of the 3-second area. He was in there for a couple seconds and made the pass and came out toward the foul line rather than stepping out on the side. Got the 3 seconds called on him.
Allen Houston with 11 points, 8 of those coming in the second half. There's the replay. Taylor misses the 3. Story with a rebound.
Story beginning to loosen up a bit now and beginning to dominate the board play for State.
Here's Keith Jennings. East Tennessee with a 12-point lead over Tennessee.
What's happening now, State's taking a little bit of time off the clock because any of the seconds they can get off of it, it's a luxury for them because it gives them the time that they can get Talford or Dennis back in the ball game, either one at this stage of the game, and feel safe with it.
6:27 to go. Jennings drives, stolen away. Nice play, Tennessee. Jay Price all the way. Puts it up, he's fouled, and it's an intentional foul against East Tennessee State.
Yep, that was For sure intentional, because he just grabbed him. It looked like grabbed him by the shoulder. Here we see come in for the replay. Grabbed him on the left-hand shoulder. If he had gone ahead and just gone for the block shot, I'm sure he could have committed the foul without him making the bucket. Would have been the same difference. He's got 2 foul shots.
Tennessee is in the bonus now, as that is the 7th foul of the game or this half of East Tennessee. That's the first on Alvin West. And Jay Price, who's a good shooter, gets the first free throw.
Free throw shooting becomes very critical now. Anytime you're behind and you're trying to catch up, everything's got to go for you. You must make a high percentage of your free throw shots.
Les Robinson wants a timeout, and he gets it with 6:20 to go. Jay Price will be back at the line with another free throw. Tennessee down by 11, and we'll be right back. East Tennessee maintaining an 11-point lead over the Volunteers, but what could be a very big play, an intentional foul. The Price hits both free throws, and then Tennessee gets the ball and scores. It could be very big. This Saturday, the 9-1 Tennessee football team hosts Vanderbilt in the regular season finale. We'll have the broadcast on the Vol Radio Network, beginning with the kickoff call-in show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Central. I'll be there with John Ward and Bill Anderson. You join us. Jay Price misses the second free throw. However, Tennessee gets the ball. This could be very big if they can connect here.
It is, and I saw Les Robinson had a word with Don Shea during the timeout. I think he was upset and thought maybe that Jennings was fouled underneath on his end of the floor prior to the foul committed on Tennessee.
Lockhart with a nice move. Tennessee scores. The lead is 9. And the Volunteers with full court pressure. Here's West, and a blocking foul against Tennessee.
That one was very close there. Just it looked like the Tennessee defender, like just a little bit getting himself positioned on the sideline. Would have been a big defensive play if they could have gotten a charge against State.
6:03. Still plenty of time left for Tennessee, but they're going to have to make some things happen on both ends of the floor. East Tennessee has really done a good job since leading only by 3 at the half. Steve Rivers in the ball game now for Tennessee, along with Taylor, Lockhart, Price, Houston. Here's Keller with the ball. Baseline drive. West to Gear. Yes. East Tennessee just doing what they want to offensively.
Big bucket by State. Nice ball handling with their motion offense, then kicking it out for the easy 15-foot jumper.
Tennessee with the ball. Rivers drops it to Price from way outside. He missed the shot. West with a rebound. Here's Jennings. And a foul against Allen Houston.
Well, East Tennessee State caught Tennessee asleep getting back that time. They kicked the ball out. A nice outlet pass to midcourt. Tennessee just a bit slow coming back down. Then Houston and Jennings collide, and the foul's on Houston. There we see the foul, just actually trying to reach across and deflect the basketball, and then committed the foul with his body just going into him.
Not a shooting foul, as East Tennessee is not in the bonus. That's team foul number 6 on Tennessee. So with the next one, we will be in the bonus. Jennings, great lob to Talford. Ho-ho! What a job, Calvin Talford.
And that's experience. That's playing together. That was eye contact from the pass out, and the man cut out of the corner for the perfect pass for the dunk.
Talford with 14. Rivers follows the miss by Allen Houston. 11-point lead, East Tennessee State. Here come the Buccaneers. Jennings drops it to Talford again. No good. Keller with a tap. Keller again. Kicked out of bounds. We give it to East Tennessee State.
You don't notice Keller doing that much. He's not a flashy player, but he's always in there. He's working hard. He's around the bucket all the time. Now State's in a position where they're bringing Dennis back into the ball game.
Greg Dennis at 6'11", a junior, the preseason player of the year. Also back, John Taft at Marshall. And East Tennessee, surprisingly, has built their lead bigger over Tennessee with Dennis on the bench. Jennings drops it inside. Story goes back to Gear, who buries a three.
Once again, solid outside shooting. Anytime that you've got athletes that can shoot the basketball, as State's able to do, they're going to have a good ball club, because not only they're a threat from the outside with Dennis on underneath, and he's a great player, so they've got all the ingredients that you need to have a solid ball club.
Here with 8, including 3 on that last shot. 69-55. East Tennessee with a 14-point lead for the 3rd time in this game. Houston will get what they won. He missed it, and Story with a rebound. Calvin Talford with the ball. Drives and drops it to Dennis. East Tennessee State in control of this basketball game. Gear almost lost it.
State's guard play is very solid, and here you see a kid like Jennings. When someone has to take charge, he's the quarterback. He brings it back out. He sets the offense where he wants it to go.
East Tennessee by 16, their biggest lead of the game. A three by Tennessee's Ron Taylor answers that one.
Tennessee's got to get into the full court pressure. They've got to do something to try to get 2 or 3 quick turnovers. But I think we see the foul by Rivers, maybe a trip.
East Tennessee State is now in the bonus. The foul against Tennessee's Steve Rivers. It's his first.
Game 7.
You find yourself in a position, if you're Tennessee, going against the club like State. You're down 13 with 3 to go. Certainly you need to try to force some kind of turnovers. But the guard play at State has been so solid that it's just nearly impossible to force them into those turnovers. So that's just so very important when you've got kids that can handle the ball like the guards have done for State.
Jennings, last year about an 82% foul shooter, has 8 points on the ball game. 3:17 to go in this contest. East Tennessee with a 15-point lead, and big victories for this basketball team. This group of athletes is nothing new. They beat Mississippi State and Wake Forest a year ago. Here's Taylor. Shot no good. Dennis with a rebound. Stolen away. Lockhart muscles it back up and in. Great hustle by Ian Lockhart.
Good offensive board. Lockhart's done a good job for Tennessee in the first 2 ball games. Big, strong player around the board.
Talford with a charge. And Calvin Talford has fouled out of the game. If my count is correct, that's 5 on Talford, who leaves the game for East Tennessee State. Let's take a look.
Well, here we go. Offensive play toward the bucket. Lockhart had good position. I think if you're the East Tennessee State, you don't need to take that kind of gamble, even though they got things going their way for them. They would have been just as well off pulling it back out, taking some time off the clock.
As you see, Talford leaves with 14 points. After this game is concluded, Tennessee's national champion Lady Vols will be taking on Virginia Tech here at Thompson Bowling Arena. 2:49 to go. Tennessee down by 13. Greg Bell for 3. Missed it. Followed by Lockhart. No good. Story with a rebound. And Tennessee just simply cannot hit the big shot.
The last one was a big one. They needed the 3-pointer. That's the only chance now that they have to get themselves back to where they have a shot at it.
Marty Story with it now to Greg Dennis. 2:18 to go. East Tennessee being very, very patient. Alvin West with it.
Here's the experience that's beginning to show now, taking it down to about 9 or 8 seconds. Then they'll start making the offensive pattern to get the shot. Ready to put it up.
Greg Dennis misses. Taylor got the rebound. Here come the Volunteers. 1:50 to go. They're going to have to put up the 3. Nearly a foul by Jennings. No call. Taylor for 3. Yes. Taylor.
Got to get to time.
Three.
Got to get the timeout, Tennessee.
East Tennessee roaring down the floor. Now they back out. Mr. Jennings with the ball with a minute and a half left. 90 seconds left in the game. And a foul against Steve Rivers. It'll be his second. And that will put Alvin West on the line with a 1-and-1.
And I think Tennessee let some time get off the clock there. I think Coach Houston was up wanting the timeout immediately after scoring this, which they had to do because they was able to get, maybe 10, 12 seconds off the clock.
East Tennessee State will take on Carson Newman on December 2nd in Johnson City. They go to a tournament in Montana. They play at North Carolina State. They play Iowa. They play in Chaminade's tournament in Hawaii. They play UCLA. Boy, if they can come back with a lot of wins there, they're going to get some top 20 recognition. They've been receiving votes. There's another three by Ron Taylor. I believe has hit 4 of those. UT with only 1 timeout left. It's a 9-point lead, a minute 12 to go, and another foul. This one's on Greg Bell of the Volunteers, and that'll send Mr. Jennings to the line.
Well, with 1 timeout left, Tennessee did not have the luxury to take the timeout the time before after the late field goal. It's too bad if you have maybe 3 left, and then you can stop the clock, and of course at this point the clock is a big factor.
Jennings, great free throw shooter. We'll get another. East Tennessee by 11 with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Taylor has 14 points on 4 3-pointers tonight for Tennessee. Greg Bell drives. Baseline jumper is no good. Kept alive. Stolen by East Tennessee. Greg Dennis has it. Major Gear with it now. And the foul on Greg Bell with 56 seconds to go. And the victory cake is in the oven for East Tennessee. And their fans begin to stand.
Well, they do. And as we said on more than one occasion, this was a big ball game for State. We know that they had the pep rally up there yesterday. A large number of people traveled down here tonight to see them perform, and they have performed very well. You talked about their schedule a little bit ago. It's a good schedule. It's one that if they can play well against some of these teams that they're going against before they get back into the Southern Conference, it's going to add additional confidence to them. You can put the confidence with this ball club, with the talent that they have, then by NCAA tournament time, they could be very solid.
Major Gear rips a pair of free throws, and East Tennessee's back out by 13. Next up for the Volunteers, they'll play New Mexico on December 5th here in Knoxville. Houston's 3, no good. Jennings with a rebound. We're playing out the string now, and Jennings dribbles out of trouble. Alvin West, Dennis for the jam, and that, my friends, is the exclamation point on a very, very big victory for East Tennessee State tonight in Knoxville. Houston with a nice layup on the other end. East Tennessee running again. Here's Jennings with a little dipsy-do.
A little salt in the wound.
83-68. A 2-shot foul against Keith Jennings, but it doesn't matter. And I tell you something, look at this jubilant East Tennessee group.
Well, I think from the Tennessee standpoint, even though I'm sure the coaches wasn't wanting to see him, but the Tennessee people did not get to see Greg Dennis play a lot this evening because of foul trouble. I think he is an enjoyable person to watch play. I saw him one time last year, and I was very much impressed with him.
East Tennessee has hit 6 straight free throws, so that tells you what kind of team they are in the clutch. They protected that lead at the free throw line when Tennessee had to foul. 2 big free throws by Houston. 83-70. East Tennessee, there's a lob to Story, who lost the ball. And East Tennessee's Greg Bell will fire up a 50-footer. It's no good, and East Tennessee State has come to Knoxville and defeated the Tennessee Volunteers 83-70 at Thompson Bowling Arena. 83-70 your score. You look at Les Robinson, the jubilant East Tennessee State team, and we'll be back to Thompson Bowling Arena.